Are you guys ready?
I stay ready.
Yep.
Roll the intro. Good evening, foolish mortals. My name is Ryan A. Moore, and welcome to Bitcade. This is episode 24, but obviously you can tell we didn't just get rid of one person that's normally on here. We got rid of two people that are normally on here.
We have
They
a
got
game
the
now.
axe.
Yeah, we have quite a different panel going on here, but hopefully we have a good time. I have a feeling this is going to be a good episode. Welcome to BitK. This is a video game podcast of Primal Target, but joining me is
Tyler, hello.
and
Nate, what's up?
a brief introduction to both of you guys. If you guys could like sum up where they have seen you before. Nate, you were on a episode of what? What have you done with us recently? Or I guess in the
I
past.
think it was the movie podcast, wasn't it? We were talking about our favorite.
Yeah, the
top
movie
movies all
episode
time.
of PT 3600.
Yep.
Yeah. So now you get to visually see who he looks like now.
Awesome. Yep.
Yeah,
The black
now-
roommate.
Yeah. now you're officially on the social medias now.
Yep.
So yeah.
Diversity.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a target now.
And also joining me is Tyler. So where have we seen you on the internet at some point?
Well, I do my own YouTube channel.
Get in there a little bit. Again, do not be afraid of these
Okay.
microphones. The closer you are, the better you're gonna sound.
Well, I'm
so.
gonna have to hold it. Like,
I think you can go.
well, yeah, but then like, oh, I guess I have my foot on.
Yeah, it's already tipping over.
Yeah, I got my foot on. I barely like holding on. To
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I have my own YouTube channel. Tikashi Koi. I also recorded with you. It was with the P3600.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the anime episode.
Yeah, that will be coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. It's a good episode.
Weebin and Dweebin.
Yeah. So we have got a couple topics here that we're going to be talking about. Topic number one is going to be Xbox, PS4, Nintendo Switch. One must go. Our next topic will be what's next for Rockstar, and our last topic we'll be doing is what makes it a good story game. So let's get on with our first topic. Xbox, PS4, Switch, one must go. Tyler, this is your topic. What is this shenanigans game that we have to kill one of the brands here?
Well, because I recently just got my PS4. Like, I'm late to the party, but when they first announced the new Xbox and the PS4,
Mhm.
the debate was with my friends which one to get, and it just came down to, well, first when they didn't have the backwards capability, we just said screw it, we're going to Xbox, because like with PlayStation, there's a lot of first party games that we wanted to play, like Uncharted, God of War, and all that. But
Yeah.
when both of them said, no, we can't, the PS3 games, you can't play it. So we're like, oh, okay. So all my group of friends, we went Xbox. Flash forward now, I feel like Xbox has dropped the ball on their first party games, and PlayStation is just killing it with their first party. And then Nintendo just does their own thing, and it's just amazing. So what I just got my question, like, okay, I have all three consoles. If I had to get rid of one, which one would I do? And I think I would pick Xbox because of what I just said. Literally, like, the only two first-party games that I have, like, I care about still for Xbox is Gears and Halo, and to me they're both going downhill. Halo more than Gears. I liked Gears 4 better than Halo 5, but Xbox now is the multiplayer console, and PlayStation is single player, and PlayStation is killing it. God of War, Persona, Spider-Man, Uncharted, just any first player.
Horizon.
Yeah,
The Last
yeah,
of Us.
yeah. See, you're proving my point.
Yeah.
What does Xbox have? Like
Sunset Overdrive.
Forza.
Yeah, Forza every year.
Yeah.
Guaranteed at like a 9. No, no.
Literally.
I get it. So that is who do you want us to go first? Who do you want to ask this question to first? You want to go Nate or me?
Let's go you.
Okay. So for me, I would get rid of my PlayStation 4. And I have now here's the thing about my stuff is I have the Xbox One X, Scorpio Edition, the PlayStation 4 Pro, and the Nintendo Switch. So I have the two top of the line consoles that exist for both the major parties. Obviously not Nintendo because they don't have a pro version of it. But the reason why
Yep.
is because I play all of my games on my Xbox, and my Switch literally is just my Game Boy. Like I literally just travel with it,
Yeah.
and my PC, I dabble a little bit, but my PlayStation 4 is literally sitting on my shelf unplugged. And now, again, I have an X, so when I look at my stuff and I buy a third party game, if it's going to be in 4K, it's going to be on the Xbox. It's not true 4K on the PS4. It's some sort of weird combination of it. So and then in even some games, now I will say you get 60 frames a second on PlayStation, so there's a little tit for tat on that. But I don't know. I guess I prefer the controller also. I think the Xbox controller feels better than the DualShock. I know a lot of people don't agree with that either.
See, I don't care. Like they both feel nice to me, but you brought up a good point with the whole 4K. I don't care about that.
Yeah,
And then,
see, that's not the thing.
So like, and going back to the multiplayer games, most of the multiplayer games that you can play on Xbox, you can play on PlayStation. It's just Halo and Gears
Yeah.
for the most part that are only Xbox.
Yeah, I mean there have been times where you kind of look at with Xbox, it's a little hard to be like, oh, I'm a true green player. Like I will play everything that comes to it. And then when a game comes out for it and it scores like a 5, you're like, oh well, that sucks. Like I guess that is, and like we just mentioned, like Forza Horizon and Forza Motorsport, they are the racing games. Like Gran Turismo tried to come back. They're not coming out every year like how Forza has 2 teams working on those games. So you have Playground, you got Turn 10, both pumping out those games every year, off and on. So it's like, I don't know. I will say, like, I guess generalizing to each console, though, I think the Xbox ecosystem is a lot better than the PlayStation ecosystem. So if you look at like games, obviously, I guess PlayStation would take the title because they have all these exclusives. But I think mechanically, the Xbox just takes a lot of it. Game Pass is like light years ahead with what PlayStation's got going on
Yeah,
with their
I'll
thing.
give you that.
The cross-play thing that Xbox has, and especially the hand-in-hand stuff that they're doing with Nintendo, is really cool. And the fact that Xbox Play Anywhere, where like you buy an Xbox game, you get the Xbox game over on PC, and Nate, you can attest to that because that's why you got rid of your Xbox. So it's like, I think the ecosystem of the Xbox is a lot better than PlayStation because I think they've just had it right longer, and PlayStation's just catching up to that.
Yeah.
And then with Nintendo, it's like, well, Nintendo is kind of the bastard child, even though they're kind of the older one of the group. So it's like, they just kind of show up, and then everyone accepts what they got going on for them.
They don't need to play the console war game
Yeah.
because, like you said, they're the old dog.
But I also think, though, they do need to step up in some ways.
Oh, their online is atrocious.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with their online. Like they still have the friend code. Like you don't have to do it by like. Why can't you do it by gamertag? Like why can't you get that?
I think it's because they give you such low characters to make a gamer tag. And so everyone, like, I don't think I can use Medieval Bronco, which is what I normally use. So I had to make up a new one, which is irritating.
That's
Yeah,
the acronym.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
So like
stupid.
one of them is my initials on my DS, and the one on my Switch is like, I think, Turnt Kiwi or something like that. It's like some weird. So, but yeah, I think if I was to get rid of one, probably my PlayStation 4, just because I don't play it as much as my Xbox. My Xbox is definitely my main console. My Switch is like probably my second, and it's pretty far, and then my PC. So I don't know. What about you, Nate?
Okay, so we're only getting rid of
Yeah,
like current gen
Yeah.
Xbox, so it's not like washing away any.
what does that mean?
Like, so you're not I don't know, you're not getting rid of like the 360 games and stuff like that. So it's only like current if you have Xbox.
Yeah,
One,
it's
PS4,
as
so-
it stands right now. If you had all 3 of them, and I walked into your room and I'm like, we have to sell one of these things.
So you're walking into my room.
I mean, obviously, we're saying in this hypothetical situation, you had a Switch.
Okay.
So let's say you had a Switch, you had an Xbox, you had a PS4. We walked in and we're like, hey man, we got to get rid of one of these things. Which one
And
do
I
you
still have
have?
my PC.
Yes, your PC is not included in this.
Okay. Well, so for
As of
Chicago
a part of
3,
this situation right now.
I will get rid of the Switch.
Okay.
Quite easily for me. I mean, first of all, I have not played any of the first party exclusives on the Switch. I've not played Zelda. I've not played Mario. So that would be the easiest one for me to give up.
Okay.
They look the least appealing to me, just from like a mature game standpoint. I know they rate really highly, but that would be the easiest one for me to give up.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like the PS4 you can't. That's like a requirement to have at this point.
as for this generation,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh.
Because that was definitely all
Those are
pro
fun.
Xbox. Had the day one edition, first day it came out. I actually really liked some of the Xbox exclusives in the first half of the generation. Rise, Sunset Overdrive, Halo 5.
Yeah, they were really on the ball, and then they just dropped.
Yeah.
They dropped it down the cliff.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, and
Quantum Break, which also was a great game.
I really like Quantum Break. It just didn't.
I never played it.
Yeah, and then Remedy's making a new game that's almost exactly like Quantum Break.
Control.
Just on all platforms now. So it's like, well, damn.
Yep.
Yeah, and Titanfall was exclusive.
That's true.
Dude, Titanfall was dope though. I never played the second one, but I remember like playing the first one
Yeah.
at a time where I was so burnt out on first-person shooters, and it got me back in.
Yeah, I guess it just kind of comes down to that game style that you like, if in that ecosystem you want to just put yourself a part of. Because let me ask you this, Nate.
Uh-huh.
You did
Yep.
get rid of your Xbox,
Right.
So why?
So I don't really play multiplayer games. So being able to like have the Xbox and still play with other people wasn't a big deal. And since I can play all the first party Microsoft games on my PC, I just play them on PC.
There you go. There you go.
So with the was it like you buy it on Xbox and you can play it on PC?
Yes.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. So when Gears 4 came out, my friend bought it physical, and for some strange reason, he cannot get it on his PC because he bought it physical.
Yes.
That is
yes.
the dumbest thing.
Yeah, because it's a physical item. So if you buy it digitally, the benefit of so the way I'm looking at it as when Xbox does something like that is they're giving you the incentive to give them $60, because when you give something $60, you look at why is it $60 still. This is at least what I did. Is why am I spending $60 on Halo 5? Or okay, maybe Gears of War is a better example because they actually did it with this.
Right.
So it's like, well, if you buy it $60 through us, we're getting 100% of the profit because it's a Microsoft game and it's going through our store. Because every store has to get a percentage. They only get like $5 out of the game, but still, they all get a percentage. There's cost of making the disc, there's cost of distributing the disc, and there's cost of advertising the disc. So, and printing all those little stupid manuals. Now,
What manuals? There's no manuals.
now there
anymore.
isn't. But there's the leaflets. They all cost. It costs money.
It's so piss
Bad
poor
for them.
now.
Yeah.
They're so piss poor you can't even call it. It's like
Yeah, it's advertisement or
it's
whatever.
a coast. It's an advertisement or like something you give to your dog to chew up or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't do that to your dogs.
So with what Microsoft does is like you give us $60 and you get to own this game on all platforms that we contribute to, which is the PC and for Xbox. So that's their like, I guess their incentive of you buying those. But that's why when I bought it, Gears of War, I was like, well, I'm buying it this way. Or if you bought Cuphead, you own Cuphead on PC as well. And I guess that's kind of their way of doing that. And I mean, yes, it does kind of suck for the people that do buy it physically, but it's like you made the choice. So
Well, let me add that we also bought the Steelbook, so we paid an extra $20.
yeah, you paid
We paid more. We paid more, and we only got one. Like I get what you're saying.
No, you got the Steelbook. That's what you paid
yeah,
for.
yeah. Well, like exactly. But like we got the day one, whatever season pass. I don't know what. It's been so long, but
Yeah.
like we forked over extra money for like the limited edition. What I don't care.
Yeah, because it came out
Yeah.
days early. It came out
Yeah.
a week early, so that and the people that got it would be able to play it, and then also get a whole bunch of in-game
yeah,
stuff.
but like we bought the game. Like
Yeah.
we're both of us were long-standing Gears fans. Give us this little bone. Like I mean,
Yeah,
come on. Like
no,
it's
I
so
get it.
simple.
But there's
like-
no DRM on that, so they can't.
They
You
can't
could easily give that to a
check.
friend. Or
Yeah,
something.
But see, that
Sell
that
it
goes
multiple
into a little bit of a dabble, because we didn't want to make this a full episode of the show because we just didn't know what to do with it. But it goes back to where Xbox wanted to do in the beginning of this whole entire generation, was they wanted to go full digital anyway, but everyone had a conniption about it of like, well, you know, you got to download this stuff, and like, I want a disc drive, or why can't I go to GameStop and go and get this thing? But if you buy it through them, they at least know, based on your account, they can check, oh, you own this product, and therefore you can have this forever. In the mindset, you can have it forever.
That's true, but like, so like when you buy a game, like it's on your, like, you buy a game, you download it. I could play that game on any console on my gamer tag and still have my progress, regardless.
Yeah,
if it's
because of
physical.
their new cloud save stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So regardless if it's physical or digital, like.
Well, yeah, but the saves are different because
Well, true,
it's
but
like,
it's I don't know, like.
no, I kind of get what you're saying of like, why as a physical consumer you have to go, well, why am I getting the short end of the stick? And it kind of goes with, well, sorry. I mean, that's really as much of an answer as they can give you, because
Yeah.
it's like, you chose to buy it physically for the benefit of if you wanted to resell it later.
Right.
As opposed to, I bought Destiny 2 digitally, and I felt like that was a goddamn mistake. So it's
Yeah,
like,
you-
but I have it forever. I can't get rid of it. I can't do anything
You're the
with
only
it.
person that can play it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
locked to me unless I make it a family shared thing, but that's a whole other thing. So
I mean, originally Xbox did want physical to be able to. You could buy the physical game. It would tie to your account, and then you could like share it with other people.
yeah, pretty much what like the old PC games used to do. Where like StarCraft 2, if you bought that game physically, they gave you a code, and then you would redeem that code to make sure that that game is tied to you, that
Right.
you own that physical game.
Yeah, it's that easy to do it.
But people got
There
super
was too
up
much
in arms
backlash.
about it. Yeah, and they were like, well, hold the fuck on. Like, I don't want that to be happening. Like, that means that I can't get a new game. Like, that, because that would mean exactly that. If you went on eBay and bought StarCraft 2, but the guy already redeemed the code, you can't play that game.
Well,
like,
that-
the game's
that's
not
just
tied to you.
That's just assholes being assholes.
Yeah, but I
And I-
mean,
it-
PC players, that's the thing, is like, I think Xbox got so much of a backlash because of that, because they were trying to be more like the PC community, but because the PC community has been around a lot longer, the Xbox team being the first console to do this caused this whole entire thing of like, well, hold on, like, you guys can't do that because I want to go to GameStop. What if I can't buy a $60 game? It's like, well, if all of our stuff's digital, then we can do things like Steam and sell stuff at cheaper prices. But because you guys can't do that, we have to compete against Target, against Toys R Us, against Best Buy and all these other companies because they're at $60. So it's like, you know, if everything's all condensed into one area where everyone has to go through Steam, then you can do the sales. You can do the $5 for Limbo when it's normally 20.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like, I do, to reel it back in of the topic.
Yeah,
it's
we
like,
went off there.
well, I mean, you know, it's what happens. There's no time limit to this show, so it's whatever. But like with Xbox, it is tough to say, let's keep the Xbox because
of PC.
yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, that's
if
another
you have
thing.
but you need a powerful PC to run those games.
Right.
Semi decent, like, you know,
Mid-range.
960 up is kind of where you want to go.
Right.
But it's yeah, it is tough. It is tough to say this is the console that you want. For me, it's easy because I am an Xbox fan. I prefer the ecosystem on it. I prefer being in a 4K. I have a 4K TV, like, monitor. I have access to all of those things. My internet's not shit, so I can stream Anthem in 4K. It's not a big deal. But as somebody that maybe only has the regular Xbox, it may not be that option. You may just go, yeah, if I had just a standard PlayStation, a standard Xbox, and a standard Switch, that probably should be the conversation I should think about. But I guess it would be hard to keep the Xbox. But for me, I would choose the Xbox.
Yeah, see, I have the PlayStation Pro, and I have the Gen 1.
See, there you
Xbox.
go. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
have a little
But-
bit
yeah,
more of a
but-
lopsided
But like
thing
I
to it.
said, I really I don't go too deep into the 4K. I just care about the frames, and like the game like runs smooth. Like
Yeah.
I like 1080p, I'm good.
Yeah.
4K, I don't have the TV or whatever.
Well, I mean, God of War's not 60.
to run it. but it's still a fantastic game.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
Like
It isn't.
I'm saying, how the game looks is lower than how the game plays and the overall content of it.
Okay. All right. And then Nate, so you would say your Switch would be gone.
I would still stick with the Switch. Yep.
Okay.
Of getting rid of it.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Easily.
because it's just not your like a whole bunch of it doesn't have your cup of tea in it.
Correct.
Okay. What would make you? Let me ask you. Let me go on your topic here. What would make you keep that console?
The Switch?
Yeah. Do you need time? I can go back.
No.
I can go with something else.
They would need some like PlayStation level, which I guess they do technically have PlayStation level exclusives. But they would need something like hard hitting that's like a more of a mature rating.
Okay.
Bayonetta.
Yeah. That's not really I mean, yeah, I haven't played that either, so I can't.
It's not. Is Bayonetta M? I thought it was T.
Oh no, it's M.
Oh, really? Okay.
Come on.
I mean, there's no actual nudity. It's just a lot of subliminal. I mean, wait, no, not subliminal. Sensual themes, I guess, because you don't actually see her naked, right?
No, but it gets pretty damn close.
Oh, okay.
It gets
Because the whole suit is her hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
so
like when she does like when we did like the final like execution or whatever, like
Yeah.
it comes off and she just like strikes a pose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is really funny because she's in Smash.
Yeah. She's in Smash.
But well, and then also Persona is M, right?
yes, it's always
and then
been M,
yeah. So and I don't want to talk about this too much, but rumors that it's coming to the Switch, and I'm like, get out of here.
No, there's no way. There might be there is a Shinigami Tensei coming to the Switch.
People are only saying that because Joker and Smash, and people just like to jump on that.
Oh,
like,
well, the Persona idea, because they did
Yeah.
confirm Shinigami Tensei is coming to Switch. So because that was like one of the first press conferences they did, because they showed Jack Frost in a trailer at a Nintendo event. But that's the thing is like Shinigami Tensei has it has like two umbrella. It's like under an umbrella. Like there's two different games. There's Persona and then there's the Shinigami Tensei games.
Yeah, I didn't know
And so
that.
they've kind of like blurred through, and sometimes they cross over. They do that Persona Q or something on 3DS or whatever. I don't know. Or there's like Dance All Night,
Oh my God,
which
yeah.
is like they have Persona 3, 4, and 5 now. That's
Oh,
doing
they
it,
have
but that's
4?
not on Switch. That's not on Switch.
I only saw 3 and 5.
Maybe there is 3 and 5. I know 5 is coming, but anyway. So
5's out.
oh, okay. But the thing is like I guess that rumor could stir things over. But it's like, I of all the companies I don't see connecting together, PlayStation and Nintendo almost are. It's weird that Joker is crossing over, and that we saw a PlayStation character coming first before a Microsoft character did.
Yeah.
But it's it's whatever.
But I mean, they're Snake, and Konami is so weird and so stupid with
guess.
their video games.
yeah, but I mean,
But Kojima,
PlayStation.
Kojima had a big part in that when he first
Yeah.
came in Brawl.
Yeah.
But now Kojima's gone, so Konami's like, okay, well, I guess we can.
So yeah, what would make you keep the Xbox?
Don't make Halo and Gear shit. And then also like bring more like really good single player games. Because like the reason why I gravitate more towards like PlayStation and I love Nintendo. Like Zelda is one of my favorite franchise. Like is my favorite franchise. Mario's just super fun, and I love Smash Bros. And then what maybe get the PS4 is one Spider-Man. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and all the JRPGs that they have that Xbox doesn't have because Xbox just doesn't sell in Japan.
Yeah.
And right now I'm way late to this game, but I'm playing Persona 5 and I'm having a blast with it. And like I keep going back, and I just bought DOA 6, so I keep going back and forth between both of them. But I find I spend more time playing Persona, and that's kind of I don't know if it's unfair because like for a fighting game you have to put in a lot of time to get good. But the RPG format is just a grind.
Yeah.
So I guess for Xbox, like I do like the menu and the interface better on Xbox than I do on the PS4. Like I don't like how I have to like scroll all the way up to turn down a freaking controller. Xbox 1, 2, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Which is funny because I feel like critics actually like the PlayStation.
Oh, I've
dashboard
heard that
better.
too. I've heard that too.
Like-
and then
like-
people
I don't know
prefer
where
the
they get that
DualShock
from.
4, and I'm like,
I don't care.
I
like,
don't know where they're getting that.
Like I'm like, see, I grew up like the the PlayStation console I bought was a PS2, and then I went to 360, then one, and then I got my PS4.
Okay.
So I'm not loyal to one company. If I did, I'd probably have to pick Nintendo. But I don't like the whole like console war thing and like pick a side.
yeah.
I'm like, why not both? Like they all bring something good to the table, and
Gotta
they-
have both.
yeah, yeah, and like with Xbox, PlayStation, they just make each other better. So you need both of them, and then like I said, Nintendo just does their own thing. They look in like, oh, what kind of shenanigans you doing? We're not doing that. No, no, no. How do we do online?
Yeah. What's this online thing everyone keeps talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me to in order for me to keep that PlayStation, I would just have to say, yeah, that interface sucks, man. I can't handle it. The fact that it's so fast and easy on the Xbox is like why I can't, like, in order to play certain games or a game that you want, you have to go up and then scroll all the way to the end and like click on it. Or
Oh yeah.
if you want to go and view your library, you have to like go up over a couple, go down, click on the library, and then you can see them all sorted out. Of like with the Xbox, literally tap the Xbox button, and then it's tab over game library, video library. Click on that, boom, you're there.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. You can't pin your favorite apps, right, on PlayStation?
I think you can.
I can't comment. I've never done it.
'Cause I feel
Yeah,
like-
I think you can. I want to say you can, but now
it
I'm
seems
not
like you
sure.
could, but like,
I
to
know
get to-
I know for Xbox now you can drop it in your tray. You can
Right.
like actually there's like a tab that's designed just for for thumbnails now, or like for pinning.
Mhm.
So if you wanted to
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
have like, oh, I want to always have Apex Legends like right there on the go, you could just tab over, scroll down, and it's right there, and you just click, boom, done. You're in
Mhm.
Apex. So it's like that. It's so easy of how they do it.
I feel like they have that better because they work with computers. They're like Microsoft is
Software.
not
Probably,
yeah,
yeah.
the software of
Yeah.
computers. They know how to make a better interface. Like
Yeah.
I could be pulling this out of my ass. Like I
Hey,
don't,
no, I
don't
mean it's all opinionated anyway. I mean that's the whole thing. Is
because like I look at the Xbox thing, I'm like, oh, this is like Windows 10, or
Sure.
vice versa.
Sure.
Like they looked at Xbox, like let's make this like more like for Windows 10, or like they have more.
well, remember they were all trying to do Windows 8 for a while,
Oh,
and that was
Oh yeah, yeah.
oof,
I'm not a big
woof. That was,
I'm not a big fan of that. I even though I have like a decent gaming laptop that I mainly do for editing,
Yeah,
but like I see very big similarities between the both of them, and I forget which one came out first.
Yeah.
Because like with all these updates, it just kind of I don't even remember what the interface looked like at first.
yeah,
a lot different.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So and then also the backwards compatibility thing. I think Xbox just has so much more fan based stuff of where they decide business ideas around, whereas PlayStation's just like, we're number one, so we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want to do.
True.
And like, if it takes us 5 years to make a game, we're gonna take 5 years to make a game. And that, as we've seen, has helped them
Yeah.
a lot. Like that's definitely benefited them in the long run. But while Xbox is just trying to pick up everything they possibly can of like, let's make backwards compatibility. Oh yeah, let's add Xbox to that now. So now every time you get your games for gold, you get Xbox 360, and Xbox One games. Like the games for gold thing was stolen a little bit from the PlayStation Plus thing, but the fact that they just kind of rolled that in and didn't upcharge anybody, whereas PlayStation did raise their prices up.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, I think they rose the price. Yeah, to PS Plus, and they didn't even change anything. They just kind of added They just kind of
That's kind of
kept doing
sketchy.
the same thing.
That's sketchy.
Then again, they did add party chat, so that I guess they did add, but that was just because PS4 and Xbox, because they didn't have that with PS3. So it's just
Not gonna have
like,
competition.
yeah. So I
Save
guess
those best ideas.
for PS4, for me to keep my PS4, they would have to make so many, like, I guess, internal stuff. I will say they win in the games category, but just the overall console itself, as it being set up internally and whatnot, I'm not a fan of. I know a lot of people, like Nate was saying, a lot of people love that in the industry. They love the interface. I'm just not a big fan
I think it's
of
just
it.
because they just use it more. So
Probably.
they're kinda biased towards it.
Well,
yeah.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
probably the same reason why they love the DualShock more,
Right.
because the DualShock's been around longer. So
And that's probably like why we like the Xbox interface better because we're used to it. I'm starting to get
True.
used to my PlayStation. It's not horrid. It's just like there's too many steps to do.
yeah, but
to
I
do
mean,
stuff.
even the Nintendo Switch has a faster interface than
That's
that thing does.
That's true.
I literally just go down and I can tap on the library thing, and all my stuff is, sure, it's laid out in a grid because obviously I don't have that much stuff there, but it's like, it's easy. I can just scroll down.
It's
boop,
also
there we go.
it's also a touchscreen.
Yeah, and then even when it's plugged in, I just scroll down, boom, library, done.
Yeah.
It's right there. But that's what it is, I guess. Yeah. So is anything else you wanted to add to that?
No.
I don't think so.
Next topic.